Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. Kenyans, we are not stupid. We have gone to class. We have studied. We know how governments work. We know the powers of the president. We know what he's able to do, and we know what he is not able to do, especially in African countries. So, I want you to follow me very keenly as I take you through an issue here. LGBTQ. What William Ruto said, what he is saying today, and what we expect in the near future. Right? Now, the new USA President Donald Trump, in his inauguration speech, he said very categorically, USA knows only two genders, male and female. Iyo ingine ni yenu. So meaning, Trump is against LGBTQ as the new president in the United States. The previous president, Joe Biden, 100% supported LGBTQ. He was a supporter. He supported and said, every human being has a right to whatever he wants to do. So his administration, plus the USA ambassador who was in Kenya, they highly supported LGBTQ. William Ruto was receiving some aid from the USA. And there was word on the street that if William Ruto does not give way to legalization of LGBTQ in Kenya, he will be denied some aids from the USA, just like they did to Museveni. Let me give you Museveni's video clip. This is what Museveni said in the year 2023.
Now, I want to congratulate the honorable members of parliament on your stand on the Ebitingwa. That's what the Banyankwele call what they call homosexuals. It is good that you rejected the pressure from the imperialists. And this is what I told them. Whenever they come to me, I say, you please shut up. I congratulate you for making this very strong stand. And I congratulate all the other Ugandans, the bishops, the other religious people, and the citizens. Europe is lost. So they also want us to be lost. But in order to fight, we must be patriotic. If we are parasitic in the mind, a mind of a parasite, there's no way you can fight. That's how you become a prostitute. Because you fear sacrifice, you fear difficulties. Somebody says, I will give you money if you become a prostitute. Those who like easy life end up as prostitutes. And that's what they want us to be. They want Africa to be prostitutes. Do what we don't believe in because we want money.
Museveni made sure that through his influence as the president, the National Assembly of Uganda has thrown out a bill that was seeking to legalize LGBTQ in Uganda. With the same influence, Museveni made sure that the Ugandan courts do not legalize LGBTQ. The Western nations threatened Museveni of denying him some help in terms of donations. But Museveni said, my stand is, in Uganda, we only know two genders, a man and a woman, male and female, period. There was a heated debate back in the Republic of Kenya. A heated debate. And then, Kenyans were highly waiting to see if William Ruto will do the same thing that Museveni did in Uganda. Ruto has the majority in the National Assembly. So, Kenyans expected, as Museveni did in Uganda, William Ruto was also to use his influence to shoot down the parliament bill that was seeking to legalize LGBTQ. That never happened. Parliament approved it, Parliament passed it. Kenyans thought that William Ruto was to use his influence as the president to have the court shoot down the LGBTQ legalization, which he never did. Ruto went silent. He never talked about it. Alinyamaza kimya. He was going to church. He could not speak about LGBTQ until the courts approved the legalization of LGBTQ. After that is when Ruto started speaking. Can we listen to this?
And in a new development around matters LGBT, the Supreme Court of Kenya has ruled that the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer LGBTQ community have the right to association. The judgment now means that the NGO's board's decision to deny homosexuals the right to form recognized groups was discriminatory. The judges, however, maintain that homosexuality is still illegal in Kenya. Brenda Wanga reports.
Judgment by the Supreme Court brings to a close a nearly decade-long court battle and debate on the rights accorded to gays and homosexuals in Kenya.
Thank you very much.
The judges in the majority judgment say the decision to deny the members of the gay community in Kenya their right to register as a non-governmental organization was discriminatory. The push to have the rights of the community to be registered started in 2013 when the National Gay and Lesbians Human Rights Commission sought to have the Non-Governmental Organization Coordination Board reserve a name out of a list that included the National Gay and Lesbian Human Rights Commission, the National Coalition of Gays and Lesbians in Kenya, the National Gay and Lesbian Human Rights Association, Gay and Lesbian Human Rights Council, Gay and Human Rights Observancy, and Gay and Lesbian Human Rights organizations whose core objectives was the advancement of the community's human rights. The board declined, terming the names unacceptable, triggering the court processes that have seen the gay rights group battle it out in court with the board, religious organizations, amongst other interested parties. The courts ruled in favor of the gay rights board in 2015, and the board appealed the ruling in 2015. In 2019, the Court of Appeal dismissed the board's appeal confirming the right to association for LGBTQ members. The NGO board again appealed this, bringing the matter to the doorstep of the Apex Court, which has upheld the decisions of the Court of Appeal. 3 Supreme Court judges, Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilu, Justice Mokin Wanjala, and Justice Njoki Ndung'u, ruled in the majority side of the issue, stating, and I quote, "It will be unconstitutional to limit the right to associate through denial of registration of an association purely based on the sexual orientation of the applicant," end of quote. Justice Mohammed Ibrahim and William Ouko dissented, saying that homosexuals shouldn't be allowed to form recognized associations in Kenya as it was against the country's laws. Part of their ruling read, and I quote, "To reserve or register the names proposed by the first respondent would have the effect of giving recognition to groups whose declared objects and purposes are contrary to the law." The ruling now gives members of the LGBTQ community the power to seek formal recognition by the Non-Governmental Organizations Coordination Board. The ruling comes as Homa Bay Township MP George Kaluma indicates his intention to bring to the House a bill that proposes legislation to criminalize and punish homosexuality and other unnatural acts, as well as the promotion of such acts. Under Kenyan laws, same-sex conduct is illegal. Brenda Wanga, Citizen TV.
Yes. So, it means what? Ruto didn't want to be seen as the one against LGBTQ. After the courts legalized it, because at that point, William Ruto knew it has become law and there's nothing that could be done. It has already been passed by the courts, it has become law, and that is it. That is when he came to pretend of rejecting the LGBTQ, citing that Kenya, we have our own cultures and beliefs. But do you know what? By allowing the National Assembly, where he commands the majority to approve it, it means Ruto accepted it. By allowing the courts to proceed with it, because the president has influence on some issues. As much as the courts are independent, they are independent on paper. But we know what happens in governments. So by Ruto allowing the courts to legalize LGBTQ, it is crystal clear William Ruto was in support. Now, something has happened today. Because Trump has rejected LGBTQ, Ruto is now also coming out broadly in public to reject it, just to please the West. In his tenure, he pleased Joe Biden by keeping silent and allowing the National Assembly and the courts to legalize it. He pleased Joe Biden. Now that Trump is rejecting it, Ruto has also changed tune, and this is what he said.
We are very proud that, contrary to what has been happening in the past, this year we got some very welcome development in the United States, that as a leading democracy, we have gotten to understand that the policy direction of the United States supports what we believe in, that boys must remain boys, and men must remain men, and women must remain women, and girls must remain girls. We thank God that this year, the very first news from the United States in the new administration is to confirm what the Bible says, what our faith believes in, and what our tradition, family, is grounded on.
Ruto is saying we only have two genders, male and female. But LGBTQ was legalized by the courts. What I'm waiting to see if William Ruto will be bold enough to revoke the decision of the court. I want to see if, to please Trump, I want to see if he will be bold enough to revoke it. I want to wait and see. He has now changed the tune. Kasongo sasa amebadilika. Sasa injili ya Trump imemuingia. Anataka red carpet ingine US. Utangoja. God bless you. See you in the next episode. Asanteni sana.